also maybe people have noticed stuff more. So maybe in the workplace, you get on with things too, because you can go and moan to your friend, or, you know, shoot off a couple of email, I don't know, whatever it is, go for a walk. I mean, you can do all of that while you're at home, but maybe it is then the social connecting you can do with somebody in the office and say, oh Jesus, I was just in with Helen and she expects me to do blah blah blah, and oh my god, I was in with her yesterday and she wanted me to do the same. But you have maybe the camaraderie, which doesn't solve the problem clearly, but now that you've been at home alone, yeah, I'd say your spouse or your partner or your children are being fed up listening to you saying. So has that created different expectations as well of how we perceive this psychological contract when we return to the workplace? I don't even know if I asked a question there, but I tried to.
It's weird when you were, what occurred to me as you were talking was you're absolutely right. When, you know, when you, it's that's those chance socials, isn't it? Where you might be sitting at home on your own now and thinking, am I overthinking this? Am I reading too much into this? Are my expectations too high, too low, what have you? Whereas if you're standing by the kettle, making a cup of tea, and somebody just wanders in and says, oh, how you doing? You look a bit thoughtful, you know, and you'll have a comment. Whereas to pick up the phone to actively solicit that chat can feel, you wouldn't necessarily have done that unless that person came in and that opportunity arose. You would have maybe kept it to yourself anyway, but because that's been taken away. And I was talking to someone last week, and I think the merging back together is going to cause as many challenges as people are going through now, because we've all forgotten how to interact in the same way.
Have we?
I think a lot of people have.
I don't know. Is it not like riding a bike?
I went out with a friend the other day, and it was weird. I don't know. It just didn't feel as relaxed as stuff used to. And this is a really good friend. And yet there was still, I don't know, it was just,
is it that's my thing. Yeah, but was it also context or location? I think it's weird if you're in a cafe and the staff are wearing masks. I know they have to.
Yeah.
But you know, there's still an air of discomfort around, and I think that will cause issues in the workplace. I don't know. Do people have to wear masks at work when they go back?
I don't know. I know some places, different places have got different. Well, I don't know, because people have been able to go. Oh, I don't know. I don't even know what the rules are at the moment. I haven't got a clue. I'm just staying at home until.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting, because I did wonder, and I do wonder whether we've lost the ability perhaps to even have small talk.
Yeah.
To have those, you know, little chats at the coffee machine or whatever it is, or the kettle. But also, yeah, sitting down maybe at a desk all day or surrounded by other people or whatever. There'll be lots of different challenges. So then I guess if you're an employer and you're getting ready to bring everybody back into the office, is it time now to think about the psychological contract side of things? Because your actual physical legal contract won't have changed. Unless, of course, employers are doing that, bringing in flexible working, and that goes into your legal contract. I don't know. Do you need to be able? Do you need to have to do that, or?
I think these are conversations that employers should have been having for the past few weeks and months, and I think there's lots of them that haven't even thought about that side of it, because businesses tend to, in the main, focus on the logistical and practicalities of stuff, because that's easier than dealing with the people stuff. And I think there are some businesses that have done it really well, and I've spoken to some people who've said, you know, this is the way we're going to go in 2 days a week, and we're going to balance out who's there, and the middle day of the week is going to be a deep clean, and there's only going to be half of us in at one time, and this, that, and the other. And then we've all had a chat about how we feel and what our concerns are and what we think the challenges will be. And then others who say, I haven't spoken to my boss for the past 9 months because I've been on furlough and I have no idea what's.
But aren't they still employees, even if you're on furlough?
Some places need reminding of that.
Wow.
Because the problem was, you remember right back at the beginning when people went on furlough and you weren't supposed to talk to them about work?
Maybe that's about doing work. It's not about being employed, surely.
I know, but lots of people just kind of went, oh, can't speak to them again now. Oh. And literally it has stuck in, and it's not, you know, it's not like the vast majority, but there's been an alarming number of people that have been, yeah, nobody's spoken to me other than, you know, an email to say, yes, you're still on furlough.
Because I would have thought, maybe I'm just being naive, but that if there are staff meetings going on, you're still able to attend a staff meeting if you wanted to. You're not going to do work.
No, the way that it was certainly being interpreted right back at the beginning was that if it was a staff meeting you could not attend, you could arrange socials, but you couldn't talk about work, because if they were working and discussing work, they shouldn't be furloughed. So they had to be people that, because the idea was that these are people who were being impacted by COVID, who, because the workload had dropped so significantly, that they didn't need that many people. So that was where the funding was supposed to come from, but I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can't really do much about what's happened either. But then there is going to be massive reintroduction for some people.